never heard that, but that's the origin of CAP. I'm going to look this up. I'm going to look.
There's a principle that
Right.
we have to follow.
Yeah.
We have to have.
Be true to yourself. You don't have
And when I came back, the place was a mess. So I knew I was a mess.
Deep in here now. Now
It's
deep.
incredible. I love it.
Me
That's
too.
good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And applying the recovery out there.
All right, welcome to the McShin Foundation's Get in the Herd podcast here in Richmond, Virginia. We want to do a quick shout out to our sponsors. Up first is the Seed Institute. Seed Institute. If you have any questions about trying to get some trainings, they specialize in trainings, and they also help individuals start their own LLCs. They specialize in startup businesses. They are minority owned as well. So reach out to them, 804-939-0541. And then next up, we have the Farley Center. That was my angel on my shoulder there. We have the Farley Center. They are a treatment center located in Williamsburg, Virginia. If you have any loved ones or anyone that needs some services for substance use disorder and or mental health, give them a call. They have a detox and they take commercial insurances. 804-638-7329. Kelly Eason is the name of their coordinator. Give them a call. The Farley Center. Thank you, Farley Center, for that sponsorship. And then up next, we have Rooted Hair Studios. They are located in Colonial Heights, Virginia. If you give them a call and mention McShin, you'll get 10% off your next hairdo. So go on, get your hair done. Rooted Hair Studio, 804-919-3851. They are located in Colonial Heights, Virginia, and they are locally owned as well. So they're not a whatever commercial brand studio. They're locally owned. So give them a call. 804-919-3851. Mention code McShin, get 10% off. And then we have one last sponsor who wanted to remain anonymous. So we do want to shout them out for that sponsorship. They sponsored the podcast. So I don't have anything to sponsor. I don't have anything to say for
my
them.
lunch today.
Yes, but we do want to shout them out and say, thank you for that. And we appreciate that. And we appreciate all of our sponsors. And with that, we're going to get into our next episode. We want to make sure y'all's are perfect.
Hello. We're already perfect. Hi, welcome to Get in the Herd Recovery Podcast. All of our fans and friends out there. Yeah, Tylean. Hey. So we have a special guest here on, I don't know when Monique calls this, Women Takeover Wednesday. I don't know, but we have Jessie here filling in for Monique. She couldn't be here today. And we have a special guest today. Tylean is one of our staff members here at McShin. So everyone just introduce themselves real quick, and then we'll go ahead and get the questions started. I'm Honesty, CEO of McShin.
Hey, Honesty.
Hi.
Honesty.
You got to keep that close to you. They won't hear you out there.
Oh, I'm Tylean.
There you go.
There
Oh, damn. I got to cut mine down.
The community outreach
I like it
coordinator.
loud.
That's the name that I came up with for myself, and it went, so I'm gonna let it roll.
Mm-hmm.
That happens a lot around here sometimes. They just make up their own titles and then we're left to kind of figure it out. I'm Jesse Wysocki, and I'm here in replace of Monique. I love women. I support women. 2 sisters, mom. So
Wife,
a bunch of daughters. Yeah. So, I mean, I can't relate, but I can relate.
Yeah, he tries to, but it doesn't work out. So today we want to interview Tylean so she can give you guys just a little feedback of what she does out in the community. But how did you find McShin? Let's start with that, Tylean. How did you end up in here?
Actually, many years ago when I was faking coming into recovery, McShin was the last place that I wanted to come to. But
why? What year was
personal.
this?
This was years ago. Nothing personal.
This is good.
And when I went to the healing place,
THP, that's what,
the healing place, and I was doing everything that I was told to do or suggested to do in recovery. Going to meetings, talking to people, and people know people. So someone that I met in one of the meetings was telling me about McShin, and they told me call Jesse or Joyce. At that time, the healing place was put out. I got put out. The healing place.
You got what?
Put out.
Hey, what'd you do? Because you said you was following all the rules.
I was doing everything good.
I was, but my behaviors, and things was.
You don't have to go into that.
Right. But,
see, this is
I'm
how
here now.
women relate, and let's move on.
I kind of know why, but it's all good.
It's all good. It's all good. But just knowing and getting a network of people, getting to know people, that's how I got here, through a friend that knew Jesse. And also I had a couple of family members that Jesse know. My cousin-in-law, Kenneth Turner, right? And also I had a cousin that came through here once upon a time too, but she never stayed. I'm trying to get her back.
Okay.
To come back, but that's some of my story.
Where's she at?
She's still in Emporia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's still in Emporia.
Well, we'll take her prom.
So, how long have you been here now?
Here in McShin, since August of 21.
It's almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years.
Well, in a few months, yeah.
Don't y'all just love how that worked out? Like she went from this the last place I wanted to be.
Right.
In here 3 years.
The last place she is.
And the thing is, my children, my kids, they talk about it all the time. This is the place you never wanted to go to. Not knowing I didn't want to go to treatment anyway. Yeah, they know. But they be like, well, look at you now. You love the place. And I do.
Yeah.
I do. I really love McShin, and I'm very grateful.
Yeah. What do you think? And I don't want to say the difference between the two organizations, but what do you think changed and now you have longevity of recovery here at McShin, though?
Far as being put out from
yeah. Okay. How did you get long-term recovery?
Okay, well, it's a work. I have a lot of work to do. Me personally, knowing how I am, I have a lot of work to do, and now I just when I don't have no control, which I love control. But when I find out that I don't have any, and just be like, okay, oh well, and just let it roll.
I still struggle with that a little bit.
I still do, but I'm getting a lot better.
All right, we all do a little,
When you were at the
I told you.
Tell me, when you were at the healing place, because one thing I've seen with you is you're pretty grounded in like your pathway that you choose.
Yes.
Like you're connected there. Was that something that you weren't connecting with when you were at the healing place, or just you were, but you took heed and got more involved or something when you came over here?
I feel I was connected. I was getting the connections, and again doing everything that was suggested to me to do. But again, coming into recovery really for the first time, honestly, for myself, it was just, again, my bad behaviors, didn't want to listen, and things like that.
They're not bad behaviors that you just no longer do.
Exactly. I still do, but I'm getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting better.
You're just not getting caught now. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
No, let's not say that. Oh, goodness gracious.
Right.
These are often referred to as character defects and shortcomings.
There you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's good. Keep doing the work. We all keep doing the work.
Absolutely.
What so talking about like how you got here and the, honestly was asking about the transition, what was kind of different. Talk about the growth, because you've been here for 3 years and now you're working here, you're employed here. So where'd you start out what'd you start out doing here? It's a pretty cool story.
Actually, it is. I just had to remain, have communication. I felt that I needed to be around people that were doing the things that I were doing. So luckily, coming around, of course, I didn't have no money. My kids said, my mother's broke. My son told you that, right? And so with that, Jesse, I'm glad he came up with me working the front desk. So I started working the front desk and everything. And then they told me they didn't need my services anymore at the front desk. So I was like, what am I supposed to do? So I called Joyce. I said, Joyce, what's going on? What I supposed to do? Joy said, find a job. And I said, okay.
That's choice.
Okay, but I stayed in the position, and the AmeriCorps position came up, so I took that, and I'm glad I took that. And
didn't you? Was it before the front desk or after front desk? Weren't you doing like our kind of the peer kind of monitoring the halls and the groups?
You mean
like
the herder?
Yeah. I never really
You mean
liked
I
that
like
term,
that
but
word. I like that
I know
word.
some people do, but like you were really good at that. Like you would enforce the rules. You was down there like.
She still does.
Yeah.
I still do.
Wasn't it during COVID too? Was that when COVID? Remember,
COVID,
like the
mask.
mask?
Yeah. I was.
We were like, we got the right one at that job. We should make sure everybody put a mask on.
Everybody had to do the right thing, and it's not just that. Is that if it's guidelines, it also taught me how, to follow guidelines.
Yeah.
Keeping everybody else in check, but I was actually keeping myself in check. But I love that position better than anything else, honestly.
Was that before the front desk or after?
I think it was after.
Afterwards.
Yeah,
it was after.
Yeah, it was up to like last year. I mean, I still remember you still doing some of that right before this too.
And I still do now.
Yeah, I mean, you do it, and you definitely take that hat off or whatever. Yeah.
Always count on you. Yeah, count on you to follow the rules.
Right. And the biggest part about McShin is the peer-to-peer connection, obviously, but the second is the structured environment. To the best of our ability, it's a pretty well-oiled machine, structured environment, all the way from going to hit your vapes and smoking your cigarettes to being in grouping time. And like that is what I know I needed, and thousands and thousands of others that have come through here, is that structure and that environment of like empowering you to want to do things in your life. Because I came in here dope sick and had to get medication, and I was a hot mess, but I didn't want to do anything with life because I just didn't. I hated myself for all the stuff I did to Destiny, my daughter. So like McShin taught me really how to be a human being. And it took a long time to really love who I am and forgive myself for specifically the stuff I did to her. But like, can you unpack that a little as far as like that peer-to-peer connection? Do you feel like that is a reason why you stayed here, and like the women, and you've been a house leader before too for a long time, weren't you?
No, ma'am.
You weren't a house leader?
No,
not
ma'am.
for a long time?
No,
but you were a house
maybe
leader.
30 days.
Well, she makes it crystal clear she is not a house leader. She says it every day in the hallway. Every single day she says that.
She was a house leader at one time, though.
So that's not your jam. Not your jam.
But anyway, again, like the front desk, they told me they no longer need my services. So no, that peer-to-peer, I love that, because we all, want the same thing out of life. So, and being able to talk back to people and listen to their experiences, and I tell them my experiences and how we could connect, and also understanding, there's all of us are trying to get to the same place. It's no one bigger, it's no one lower. We all at the same level.
Yeah.
Trying to do the same thing. So I love that. And I love the peers here, with the staff here being peers as well. That helps me a lot, because we all understand,
Yeah.
You ever have like a moment when
oh gosh,
when
he's smiling, so
well, no, I'm just so because I that's one thing that I love, like truly love about McShin, is like the authentic piece, that peer-to-peer. Now we try our best to be, professional and business, but we have the authentic peer-to-peer approach here, which is like what we're grounded on. And that herding position, I'm pretty sure you probably had at times where like your patience was tested.
Oh, absolutely.
And any times where like you had to kick in recovery overdrive and like
no, actually, when that come in, I said, okay, we going to Jesse's office. And left it like that. Then they kind of, I'm serious. We'll go to Jesse's office. So it won't, well, and I can understand, because I can remember that used to be me, or that is me, or I can be, like that as well. So I was patient, and made examples out of other people that were, open to those examples, to show, that, hey, everybody has to do this. Not just you. It's not personal. We all have to do this.
Yeah. Do you think, and honestly, you built some bonds, like when you were here? I know, like when I went through similar place. Like I built some connections. A lot of people overdosed. Some people went back out. A couple of them I'm still friends with. Did you build like some connections when you were at the recovery houses when you were here?
Yeah,
That
well,
you're still friends with today?
Just two women I'm still friends with. One's on our board of directors. She's our secretary. Actually, I mean, excuse me, she's our treasurer. And then another is like one of my best friends. But I mean, we've didn't stay connected my whole 16 years of recovery. You know, there's was some hiccups on their end and some, I didn't know where they were, I guess. But for the most part, as soon as we saw each other, we just kicked back in. So yeah, I mean, I don't remember much from living in McShin, honestly. That first year is just such a cloud, but I remember Ski and Kel. Like I remember them too, and I can see one of them on the porch right now. She still has a Walkman to this day, and we joke about it's like she would.
You know what a Walkman is?
Yeah, Walkman.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah,
absolutely.
And she would do burpees on the front porch, and we would run together and like just like
Kel.
that. No, that was Ski.
Ski would ski.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
And then me and Kel. So we all ran together and did like some exercises what we could, but. Yeah, I mean Kelly's one of my closest friends.
I remember when she first started coming around too. What about you, Tylean? Have you built any? Did you got anybody that like? Oh man, I'm never gonna forget them. Throughout your recovery house time.
Well, I ran across a few people. I'm bad with names. But I can remember faces. So I've been touched. By a lot of people, or that gave me some good advice or suggestions, along this journey that I'm on.
So, I remember when COVID was going real hard. What was that? 20
March.
And like you had got COVID and you and I think it was Barbie, right? You and Barbie. They had a quarantine in a room together. I was like, it's either gonna be two things. Either they're gonna be best friends or they're gonna hate each other.
There's gonna be bruises.
Actually, we enjoyed our moment.
Yeah, y'all was in there. Y'all was in there tripping out.
Yeah, we actually had a nice time. You couldn't tell me that I had COVID though. I still don't believe I had it, but that's what they said I had. But oh well.
You're right. You never know. You're
right.
So fast forward now, we you're doing some super cool stuff in the community, and we had an opportunity of City Councilman Mike Jones came here and toured McShin with John Shinholzer, our co-founder, and went in John's office, talked for a while, and then 2 or 3 weeks later, he wrote us into their budget for Richmond City. So then that created a whole infrastructure for stuff that we could do in the South Side. And then you fill in.
Yeah, no, that's
how you picked Tylean to do it and everything.
Yeah, that's
well, you interviewed a couple.
Yeah, and Mike Jones, thank you, because he's not on the city council anymore, and I don't know if he tunes in, but thank you for doing that. He thought of us, and he wanted to support us. And he wanted McShin. He's seen the value in what we were doing, and he wanted us to get out into the city. He knows Richmond City needs it. And so there was a couple people we had talked to, but the first person that, and this is not me just saying, it's the first person that came to mind was Tylean. But there was some obstacles you had to face. So I was kind of concerned about some of those obstacles, but I put them in front of you. I was like, look, if you take care of these, I think we'll be able to put you in this position. But you got to take care of these because there's other people that I'm interviewing. And Tylean was like, all right, and I guess that I don't know if that put the fuel behind or what,
absolutely
but you did.
Did. Absolutely. Because, I knew that I wanted that position. For one, I like being out and about anyway in the community. So, and doing that, I didn't have a car at the time. So just like, well, you're going to need a car. I said, okay. I was working on getting my driver's license back. So I did all those things, because again, if I want something, not just me or others, you have to go and fight for it to get it. So that's what I did, and I continue to do.
Yeah, you're so special. I love it. I love it. And Jesse could kind of be like a beacon for your higher power, because I know you wanted to get your license, and a lot of stuff. Like when we come into early recovery, we got all this damage and crap we have to pay or get our kids back or whatever the situation. And I feel people are brought or situations into our lives to really like, okay, let's go, let's roll. And like, that's exactly what you did with all of that. She's like, I'm getting my license. You were scared, but
actually it was frustrating. It was frustrating. Many times I want to say, forget it, because I had to go through so many different courts. And
I remember that.
Things,
I know you went all the way to that one and they were like, no, wrong one.
Right. All the way to Prince George.
And I remember.
So, I put the work in to get it done.
But that's recovery. It's like, we continually keep going. We don't give up. We don't use over it. You talked about it. I caught you in the parking lot that day. You were so frustrated. And I was like, look, well, you got to go to the next one. Like, come on,
You actually did.
Did you have your license did you ever lose yours?
I was the only one probably in McShin at the time. I was taking all the guys to work at 5 a.m. Let's not even talk about that, because I didn't have no money. So my bed fee was like really giving people rides and stuff.
That's a big barrier for people in recovery, man. I lost my life. I never had a driver's license until I was 30, I think 30 when I first got 6 years in. So I don't know what I was, like 38, 37, something. And I finally
he
had a
don't know.
license.
He's 57 right now. He don't know. He got a minor one.
Whatever I am, you like a year behind me. So I mean, if I'm 57, you 56. So.
I look about 6 years younger.
But I had to have my license in over 25
I know
years.
You told me.
25
How does it? Okay, but let's
years.
Were you driving a car during that time though?
She was in them Flintstone cars.
Absolutely. I was driving
telling someone the other day about
all that. But then Virginia told me, they told me once that I would never be able to get a Virginia license.
What'd you do? What in the world?
Well, we don't need to talk about all that.
Thank you.
Let's get
that's the good stuff.
I got you. I got you.
Women take over.
Hey,
man.
Hey, you know what? Google her. She's probably out there. So what do you do with this, with this new position and role? Tell the world what you're doing out there.
Well, I just go out in different areas of Richmond where addiction is at the highest. I have I give out, I of course set up a table, I talk to people, I give them information, I give out food bags, personal hygiene bags. We set events up to do trash pickup. We did one over the south side. I'm getting ready to schedule on to do one over the north side somewhere. Trash pickup. And doing those type of things, I feel if we're in that area doing those things, as a team and all of us getting together doing that, we can also talk to people.
Good.
People, to give back that way, or just, the more the merrier, the more the better. So that's what I'm doing right now.
And Tylean, one thing that's came from that is you've connected at minimum 10. We've had 10 people come in here and get programs, right? You've connected at least 10, but there's been more because there's been more that have reached out, asking, but we've gotten 10 people in here, free programs, thanks to the city of Richmond, giving us the funding to do that. I remember the first time we were doing, you remember when we were over in Southside Plaza, and we had the table set up. I think it was right around Thanksgiving, right? Because we were giving out the first time we decided to do that, right? We're giving it out. I'll never forget it, right? Because it was a great little event. I love stuff like that. But like like somebody actually knew you. They were like, Tylean, and like that's what I love about it. Like, because people out there see Tylean and like Tylean's got her stuff together, right, doing her thing, and it's like motivation. Like that person called, and they never came, I don't think, but they did call. But I remember that. I don't know the details of how you knew him, but I remember they were, man, Tylean, and like y'all had like knew each other, and that's pretty cool. I mean, I bet that gives you a
absolutely. Here in Richmond, anywhere I go, because I done been everywhere in Richmond, someone is gonna know me.
What was your nickname out there?
It don't matter. I'm not using that no more.
What was that
I don't
nickname?
use that no more.
Steve, what was that nickname yesterday that Dawu said he had?
That was a good one.
Little Slim or something.
Little Pimp.
Slim Pimp. That was Dawu. Dawu. That was Dawu.
Dawu
too. His nickname, he said they call him Skinny Pimp. Like, what?
Yeah, but it's amazing, especially areas I really didn't just hang out over there, but in the areas like Southside, I didn't really
Mhm.
hang over Southside. I would go through Southside,
Yeah.
but to be over there and still connect with people that.
Mhm.
And they be like, "Oh, I know you," and I be like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, you probably do know me." You know.
Hopefully
Do
it's
I owe
no
you
bad-
any money?
yeah, hopefully it's nothing bad, right?
You owe me $20.
Here's a bag.
Yeah.
Take this bag. Take this gift.
There you go.
Take this turkey.
Here's some pens and toothbrushes.
Right. So I'm just glad that I'm able to connect.
Yeah, but
know,
we also partnered with Health Brigade at one event, so
Health
that
Brigade,
was cool. Yeah,
yes.
because they hand out a ton of harm reduction stuff. So
Yes.
shout out to them; they're
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes.
So what's the future? What is y'all's plans? You know, besides
What's the
the
next?
cleanup
Yeah.
day.
What's the? Oh, was that the next event? What's the next event we talked about doing?
The next event is going to be the trash pickup. But I
Mhm.
am going to the Health Brigade at an event. I don't have the actual date. I have a few things coming up this month. I don't know how the dates per se,
Mhm.
but there's some other things I'm gonna be doing.
Yeah, I think the goal we when we talked, we're gonna do that monthly, the cleanup, and then like passing out hygiene or food, a monthly
Mhm.
thing.
Like that.
Share with everybody what you did. Was it yesterday? Not yesterday. The day before. The emails, the city council, the reply. That was good. That was good. That was good. That's good stuff. I mean, it really was.
Do you want me to? No, let's hear
Please,
that.
no,
No,
because
no.
that city council thing, I did not know that was something I was gonna have to do.
Mhm.
But I'm glad Jesse puts the fire under me to do it.
Yeah.
So that's a new thing.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
when I started, I didn't want to do any of that stuff. Like John and Carol, obviously the meccas of advocacy and talking to politicians and policymakers. And it took me a long time to for me, this is how I felt. Like, why do they want to hear from me? Number one.
Mhm.
Number two, how do I even talk to these people? Because I be talking like I be talking.
Like
You know what I mean?
I be.
And I still talk like that too, but
Yeah.
I get a
Yeah.
different kind of way of talking when I'm in front of them. But the reality of it is you're saving lives. You're changing lives at the very least, but you can possibly even be saving lives. So that's what I say before I walk into a politician's office or send an email or do a news story or whatever that I do here. It's like, okay, sometimes it makes me uncomfortable, but getting into that uncomfortable state is I know that I'm going to be helping someone else, even if it's grandma watching channel 6 before Wheel of Fortune is my nightly
You like
routine.
Wheel of Fortune, really?
Hell yeah. I told you
You're
I
more like
had an
Jeopardy or something. You should,
interview. We watch that every
You tried.
night
Oh,
too.
you're gonna be like the from White Man Can't Jump, Rosie Perez on
Oh man.
on Jeopardy. But you
No,
can do
I'm
Wheel of
not. I
Fortune.
can't do
You can
Jeopardy.
do Wheel of Fortune though.
Wheel of Fortune, ask Adam. He should record. I jump up and scream at these people because they don't know the answer. And I say, why am I not on the show yet? It's so frustrating, but I do love it. But anyway, so you just don't know who's going to see, and we try to train most of our staff to be advocates and speak up for recovery and share their stories and how they share their stories. So it's important to get in front because you're doing the work out there. So you need to be the face and voice, for the city council and show them.
What I love about it, Tylean, is, and I know there was some resistance to doing it because, I struggle, just like what honestly talking about, I struggle with it. Like I gotta put thoughts in my head before I speak to somebody of that caliber. I got to think about what I'm doing. And there's always a level of nervousness anytime I do that. That's just me. And I'm pretty sure everybody gets that. But you were not resistant, but you wanted some guidance with it. You just didn't want it. You were like, well, I don't know what to say. So you leaned on some people, you typed some stuff up, you got it. But what I really love is you got a response. Like, that's what's cool. Like somebody, you sent something out and like they responded and were like, you were able to initiate like a meeting.
Right.
She hasn't. Which do you remember her name?
Robertson.
Ellen. Ellen. Yeah. She
Councilwoman Ellen.
Yeah. She's awesome.
Yes.
She was super cool when we went to, I feel like she did something else though with us, but
she's the one when we got that.
Award? When we got that award. But also, we and I ended up talking to her. That's what it was. Like, she is super grateful that we're in these areas, and doing what you're doing. So I'm excited for the future of this and hopefully get even more. It could possibly even be just, we can get a house. This is the Richmond City house. I don't know. I'm just, man.
Yeah,
she of all this stuff.
She responded and Tylean's setting up an appointment. Like, we're gonna go try to meet with her and talk to her together. We're gonna do that together.
Right,
It's all good. I get it.
I'm
That's cool.
excited. I'm
Yeah.
like a council member wants
Yeah.
to talk with me. Okay.
Yeah.
Like Tylean, let me tell you
Yeah.
something. So you know were you at the inaugural event? Did you go to the inaugural event?
No, I didn't.
So I was sitting at the inaugural event, and this is not nothing like new, like a situation for me. But it's still sometimes I got to remind myself, right? Because all of us, like your background, Honesty's background, like there was a congresswoman in there, and there was like it was a senator, there was a senator in there, and there was like somebody from SAMHSA, and like I quickly forget like the all moment in that because I'm used to it.
Right.
And that's like what it's a city council. Like that's a big deal. Like
Right.
emailing
Right.
for us for people like from where I came from, that's a big deal. Like we weren't I don't think any of us were doing that when we were younger. Nobody was talking to senators and congresswomen and congressmen.
Right.
So like to sit in the same room or to email and get responses.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was when I was at that inaugural, but I told my wife afterwards, I was like, man, sometimes I forget how like the places I'm at, right? And the company that I have around me.
Absolutely, because with the AmeriCorps position, we were able to go to meet the mayor.
Yeah, I remember y'all met the
and
mayor.
I was like,
yeah.
wow, I'm in here,
Mhm.
with the mayor and people, like that. So that was very exciting. I'm just excited being in recovery. What recovery is bringing in my
Mhm.
life.
Yeah.
I'm really
don't
grateful for
we
that.
don't take that stuff for granted. Like
At all.
yeah, that's good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So what are some of your goals that you got?
My goal is, since I've been here 3 years, I'm
Hold on, let's record. This is recording this, right?
She got till
I got it.
August.
No.
though. August.
No, I'm giving
August.
myself 6 months because actually I've been trying,
Mhm.
but by my credit and my background, which I'm
Mhm.
working on,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give myself 6 months, to give somebody else an opportunity to be
Mhm.
here in the sober living.
Mhm.
I like how you frame that. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. You and Barbie should get a house.
Yeah.
I think they spent their 7 days or 14 days together.
That's enough
Right,
for a
that's enough.
lifetime.
That's enough.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, I think you did great. She was
Well, thank
nervous. You did
you.
phenomenal. That you could do this all
I
day.
don't know about that,
Yeah.
but okay.
Yeah, Tylean, you're good.
Yeah, you're doing
Thank
amazing
you.
work in the community. You're healing families, saving lives. You're doing such good, amazing things. And you're not alum yet, but you're going to be a proud alum in 6 months. So we're going to mark the
Absolutely.
calendar for that. And yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. We're very proud of you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you rock.
Thank you.
You got any parting words before we end?
I don't.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Email
don't
your
say
city
nothing.
councilmen and women.
Email your city councilmen and women.
Well, thank y'all for letting me
Thank
come on to
y'all. Yeah, thank
Oh
you.
yeah,
Takeover.
this is a
This has been
one-time.
great.
Thank you.
Every now and then, I
Jesse.
can try to fit in.
No,
with the
we're
women a little
good.
bit.
This was great. Steve
right,
loves
y'all.
it when we're up here.
It's awesome.
All
All right.
I'll
right.
let you do, Steve.
Y'all have a good day.
Peace.
Peace.